News Network. Today, we are interviewing people who took part in the life of the greatest evangelist of all time, Paul. Now, just coming in from our on-the-scene reporter, Ian Graff. Ian?
Thanks, Noah, and here I am in Jerusalem. Sir, what is your name?
My name is Leon. I am a Jewish Christian that was persecuted by Saul.
And how did you find out about the faith?
I was in the crowd the day that the apostles proclaimed in many, many tongues the word of Jesus Christ. I was so moved that I got baptized with my family.
Why did Saul persecute you?
He persecuted me because I was a Jewish Christian, and he also thought that I was embarrassing the Jews.
Did you have to move your family?
Yes, I had to move my family to many, many cities to escape Paul.
And were you worried or scared?
I was very, very, very worried and scared because as a Jewish Christian, Saul was trying to kill me like he did to many others.
Thanks for sharing your story.
Thanks, Ian. Now I will show you an interview that I took on a sad, sad day in Jerusalem. Good morning. I have a witness here, Daniel, that said he saw the stoning of Deacon Stephen. Daniel, how did you witness this terrible, terrible deed?
I was walking down the street when I heard a noise coming from a giant crowd. I looked over and saw Deacon Stephen getting stoned. It was a very terrible thing. Saul was there watching on. The crowd of people laid down their clothes as a tribute to his leadership.
And right here live, we have the clothes that they put down in front of Saul. Daniel, what were Deacon Stephen's last words?
Stephen said to the Lord, "Do not charge them with this sin." Then he breathed his last.
What did you do after this terrible, terrible deed was committed?
I ran back to my homestead as fast as I could and prayed to God that Saul would leave Jerusalem.
Thank you, Daniel. And that is all here, signing off.
And now for some good news. We will travel to the road to Damascus. So we're now on the road to Damascus, and excuse me. I would like to talk to you. I think I saw you when Saul was blind. So why were you on the road to Damascus?
Well, we had just gotten permission from the high priest to go to Damascus and arrest the followers of Jesus of Nazareth.
Why did you want to arrest them?
They left the Jewish faith to follow him, and they taught others to do the same.
That sounds serious.
It really was, but you'll never guess what happened.
What happened?
While we were traveling, there was suddenly a blinding white light shining around everyone, and we fell to the ground.
What was that like?
It was mysterious at first, but then a voice came saying, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?"
Really? What was that voice?
It was frightening. Saul was paralyzed with fear, and he asked, "Who are you, Lord?"
Well, don't keep me in suspense. Who was it?
The voice said to Saul, "I am Jesus whom you are persecuting."
Jesus? Isn't that the guy who died like 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how is he in the light?
I was a bit confused at first, and then realized it had to do with his followers.
But did you see Jesus there?
No, just the light and the voice.
Then what happened?
The voice told Saul to go into the city, and then he would be told what he must do.
So did you go to Damascus, like the voice said?
Yes, but the difficult problem was that Saul was suddenly blind. We had to take him by the hand and lead him there. We went directly to the house of a friend and stayed there for 3 days.
What did Saul do to him?
Saul was too upset to eat or drink. He just prayed the whole time. Later, we learned that he was actually taught by Jesus.
Taught by Jesus?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was STN News.
And that's great to hear. Now let's move over to Violet to see how Saul became Paul.
Today we will be interviewing Ananias about the life of St. Paul. So where are you from?
Hi, I am from Damascus.
How did you meet Saul?
God sent me to heal him in a dream.
Were you afraid to meet Saul?
Yes, I was.
Why were you afraid?
He was killing Christians, and I was afraid that he was going to kill me.
Did you heal him of his blindness?
Yes, I met him, and scales fell from his eyes, and he was amazed that he could see again. It really strengthened his faith.
Did Saul ever convert?
Yes, from that time on, he was known as Paul, and he was baptized and became a follower of Jesus.
Thank you. This was Violet with STN News.
And finally, we will be interviewing the man himself, the greatest evangelist of all time, Paul. Here in Damascus, I am interviewing Paul.
Oh, can I have your autograph?
Fossils don't give autographs.
Paul, tell us about your ministry.
I traveled around the whole region of Damascus, spreading the word of the gospel and helping to establish ministries.
Were you afraid that you would be imprisoned by the Jewish leaders during your journeys?
No, I knew that God the Almighty would protect me from all threats until it was my time. Although during the time I was in prison, I sent great letters to the early Christians, including the Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, and Corinthians.
That is all from here in Damascus. I will see you soon.
Oh, what a great story. That's the end of our investigative report right here at St. Nicholas News Network. Christ is risen.